Hey guys, it's Mountain Prepper, and we're taking a little ride here tonight, and wanted to do a video, kind of a continuation of a conversation, or a brief comment on a video I saw by Southern Prepper 1. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I try to support the prepper community on YouTube as much as possible, and I like Southern Prepper 1. I know he's pretty new to YouTube, but he's got a huge fan base already, and that's because he makes good videos, and he's got a lot of great information out there. And anyway, I was watching one of his videos, and he brought up a point that, I listened to the video and I didn't really think about it, and then after I watched the video, I started thinking, that is a huge deal. And what this video was is, he talked about what do you do with prisoners during a WROL situation, okay? And he set the scenario up as like a couple guys break into your retreat or come into your area, and they're there to steal food and supplies, and you catch them. And now you've got them, and what do you do next? And I left a comment in the comment section, and after I thought about it a little bit, I thought, man, you know what? I should have digested that a little bit before I made the comment, because my comment immediately was, and I know this is going to sound heartless and unchristian, but my comment was, you kill them. And I'll kind of explain why I see it that way. And I know that sounds kind of shocking. But before I do that, I want to say this is a subject that you're going to need if you're one of those preppers, okay? And your survival plan is you're gonna live in a group, as most people are, and you're gonna live in a retreat type deal, or you're gonna have friends and family living in your house or someone else's house, or however you're gonna do it. If it involves a group of people, you need to have this conversation now, okay? Because I can see this causing a lot of trouble in the future if you don't clear this up beforehand. What do you do with a prisoner if you catch somebody breaking into your house or your retreat, and they're trying to steal from you, and you catch them? What do you do? Well, you can't call the cops, okay? It's up to you to figure out what you're going to do. And some of the comments on this particular video, you can go look at them, but some people said, well, build like a stockade and imprison them. Okay, set up different penalties for different crimes depending on what they did and if they were armed and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, the problem with that is this. Let's say you catch two guys, okay, and you've got them there in your retreat or in the home that you're staying in, and now you've got these two guys that, number one, desperately want to get away, okay? They're not just going to let you lock them in a room and not try to get away, okay? That's number one. So now you're going to have to find somebody to take the responsibility of watching these people, okay? You're going to have a guard, and you're probably going to have 3 of them, because you're going to have to do it in shifts. I mean, one person can't watch them 24 hours a day. My point to all this is that what this leads to is you've got 3 unproductive members of your retreat or your home that you're feeding and clothing and equipping and giving medical attention to, that are absolutely doing nothing for you, okay? They're not giving back in any way, shape, or form. Now, you have to ask yourself, how long can I hold out that way? How long can I drag 3 bodies around with me that are dead weight. Because if you think about the guard, a 24-hour guard, or a shift of 3 people working 24 hours a day, that's essentially another person. So we're just going to call it that. I mean, I just don't see where that's going to work. I mean, you in a situation that we're talking about, you can't afford to feed 3 people that are doing nothing. I mean, you just can't do it. That's it might be hardcore or whatever, but the cold hard truth is you just cannot do it. And so there's that. The other thing is, people said, well, depending on this, depending on that, you could let them go and blah. No, I disagree with that 100%. And here's why. That person that you're saying, yeah, you could let that person go, that person might know 20 other people down the road, and now they've been in your area, in your compound or your house or whatever, and they have firsthand knowledge of where your stuff is, how many people are there, how the buildings are laid out, how the rooms are set up, the best way to come in and out. All they have to do is go back and tell somebody else, and now you've got a real problem, okay? Now, instead of 1 or 2 guys, there might be 6 or 7 guys coming, okay? Then what do you do? Okay, now you put yourself in a situation where you're going to have to stand and fight. You're probably going to have a firefight. And now everybody within a mile of you knows, hey, something's going on down the road, and people are going to come running. So the idea that you can let somebody go is, to me, there's no way. I mean, my first responsibility and priority are to my family and friends that are with me during this situation. And if I were to let somebody go, I put them all in danger. Not just myself, but the whole household or the whole retreat. I put everybody's head in a noose by doing that. And I just don't see how you could do that. And again, I've thought about this over and over again, and this, the only solution that to me seems feasible is that if you catch them in your area, in your house, in your retreat, and these people have, like I said, firsthand knowledge of your operation and how many people are there and the ratio of men, women, kids, and all that kind of stuff, weaponry, and you gotta put them down. I mean, you can't take a chance of them imprisoning them in some kind of a makeshift prison cell and them escaping, or B, letting them go round up a bunch of other people to come and wipe you out and take your stuff. I mean, it's a terrible scenario to try to think about. And I've never killed anybody in my life, and I know that would be extremely, extremely hard thing to do, to kill somebody, to execute somebody. But what else? I mean, you think about the other options, and there's really not any. I mean, you can't just let them go, and you can't afford to feed them, and you can't afford to put somebody on them to guard them all the time. So what do you do? And the point is that that is a scenario that may very well happen in a FUBAR situation. People are going to be hungry. People are going to be scared. People are going to need stuff. And, as things drag out, they may come looking for it at your house or, your retreat or whatever. And you may be in a situation where you have to deal with it. But just my personal advice and opinion is, if you're going to be in a situation where you're with a group of people and you're saying, okay, I'm going to make a stand right here with these people, you better talk about this, because I'm sure there's going to be a wide variety of opinions as to what the best thing to do is. And I think we all need to make a decision and let everybody know that, hey, if this happens, this is how we deal with it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out.